everybody. Today's video, we're going to do another little hand carved bowl, like a mini change bowl or something for your keys in, that kind of thing. And one thing I've noticed quite a few people really love is turtles. So I've already cut this out on the bandsaw just to give it the shape. I've sort of drawn it on here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'll show you how to carve out around the outside and give it that turtle look. But instead of the shell going upwards like it normally does, convex, we're going to make it concave so that we can put coins and that sort of stuff inside there. So let's go ahead and get started and see what we can do. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to take, I want to draw, like, here's the outer part of the shell. All right, you can kind of see that on here. I want to make sure that I have a bit of a lip. I want that to stay at this high point. And this is about an inch depth worth of wood. It's an inch thickness. I think this is just poplar. I'm almost sure it is. So I'm going to go ahead and just give myself just a rough line so that I know not to go past that. And I want to dig that part out. And I'm going to use this bit, my flame burr, the extreme, and I want to dig that down pretty deep so that I have that bowl. I'm also going to go in and use it to kind of shape out around here to give this more of a nicer shape. Now this part will come down. It's not going to be as high as the 1-inch piece of wood, because I do want it, typically the outside of the shell is lower. So in reality, this 1 inch is probably too much wood, but that's all right. I'll just carve it down. No, excuse me, I'm not real sure what type of wood this was, or is, I should say. But it's pretty hard wood. Having a hard time cutting through it, but that's all right. It's going to make a super nice carving. It's going to hold the details a lot better. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult for us to carve it. So let me go ahead and continue. That was easier to shape with that tool. So now I'm going to go back to the extreme burr and start shaping the outside of the turtle to get his legs, his tail, his head. And then we'll go lastly to get inside here and get the whole portion done. All right, so we have this turtle with the basic shape here, and I like where we are heading. So obviously these all need smoothed out, some details put in, but I do have what I wanted. I have this basic turtle shape, and that is fantastic. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go ahead and start dishing out, cutting this middle piece out so we have a bowl, and then I'll use that flame burr to get to this level where we have this kind of carving on it. All the heavy duty hard carving to get this to where we need it to go. Then I'm going to go in and start fine tuning all of this stuff and making it look more like a turtle. So let's see what we can do. So here we have the start of our bowl. So I will go in with the flame burr now, and I'll go ahead and I'll start smoothing that out. I think the edges are where I want them. I originally said they were going to go lower, but I kind of like where they are. I'll just take the bowl down a little more, and that can go as low as you want. You can make it into a pretty deep bowl, or you can keep it into more of a shallow dish sort of thing. So I'm going to see how deep I can go and still make it look decent. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is one of those kind of specialty burrs. Super duper nice to have. This thing is an extreme burr around the edges here. It's got these extreme little bits on here. This thing's going to be great to come down in here and be able to carve out this bowl shape. So let's go ahead and get started here. Well, look at that. A nice little bowl shape. You gotta love it. So that's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smooth everything out. More than likely what I'm going to use, let me find it. It's this one. It's the double cut on here. It's got, it's cut two ways. So it's going to be a nice smooth removal of wood, and it's going to get rid of all of these lines. I decided to go with a different shape. This is more tapered, so I can get into here a little bit nicer and get into all these other areas a little bit better and give it a more a smooth, natural look. I've got this one. See if I can't get the bottom smoothed out a little bit nicer. Let's see if we can focus on that. There we go. So this is a more of a fine burr. So let's see what I can do. Ended up using this one. It does have, if you can see that on the end, it's got a flat surface with cutting blades on it, and it did a super nice job in there. So now I'm going to take this and do a little bit of a rough sand, a little bit more sanding. Again, sanding. That's we're doing a lot of that on these things. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the sanding on there, get that done. And I have decided that this is going to be a pretty basic, pretty simple, or simplistic, I guess would be the better word. Piece. I'm not going to go ahead and put like eyes or nose or anything. I think you're going to know it's a turtle, and I'm not too concerned about that. I just want that basic shape. I want something simple, easy to make, so that you guys can all do this at home without having to worry about hey, did I get the eyes right? Did I get the flippers on here correct? So let's get. So now I want to go ahead and go with this flap sander, get in here, get everything smooth as possible, get rid of these burn marks from the tools, and get this thing looking super, super nice. Then I'm going to go ahead and I've got some walnut oil, which means it will be food safe. So if you want to put like M&Ms or Skittles or something like that in here, peanuts, something, you can do that. As you can see, it's putting black all over there. I don't recall what I last used this for, but it's got something on it, and it is transferring it onto here. I'm going to replace all of this right now. So I'm all done with my flap sander, and all I really have left to do is just, I want to go through a couple of grits here. That flap sander was at 150, but as you can see, there's a couple of spots I just couldn't reach without burning stuff, so I'm going to go in with 150 grit sandpaper, hand sand, get that smooth. Then I'm going to go to 220 just to get it nice and real smooth to the touch. And it already is. It already feels super nice in your hands. You could just feel it. It feels wonderful. But I'm not going to film all of that just because nobody wants to watch somebody sand, which of course you just did with a flap sander, but I don't know, that just feels different. So I'll be right back. All right, here's what I'm going to put on here. This is a great food safe oil. As you can see here, I've used this before. It is fantastic stuff. I love the look of it when it's all said and done. As you can see, a little bit of this stuff goes a very long way. You don't need to put a whole ton on there. As a matter of fact, I really think I've got too much. but we're going to go ahead and get this all on here. And then you just want it to soak in. Just let it sit for a little bit. It brings out the grain wonderfully. I just love the look of this stuff. It looks gorgeous. And again, it is food safe. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to let this dry, or soak in, I should say, for just a bit. And then we're going to come back to it, and that should be finished. What we'll do at this point, once I come back, is I'll end up buffing it out a little, give it kind of a, take off the excess, and you could rub it a little bit and give it a higher sheen, and it looks super nice. It's not glossy. It's just a real nice shine to it. So we'll come right back. All right, so here we are. There's our little turtle guy. I think he turned out very well. Very simple. There's no huge detailing on this. It's just your basic bowl. And I'm going to go set this up, put some coins in it, and take a couple pictures so you can see what the thing looks like completed.